Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Shumat here. This is growing English. Growing English by Shumat. This video and this channel are made to practice speaking English for me. I have no script at all. Today I'm gonna talk about November 12th. Today we slept until like noon together. So and I slept until noon with Mary. And when I wake up around 10, I just 11. I just ordered my 2D gift at Fund Coffee. But I slept again with her, so finally I went there to pick up around 13, 31, 35. So I went there 2 hours later, after my coffees were ready to drink. So my decaf were waiting for me for 2 hours. Okay, that's great. I think that's great. And yeah. And we had I had decaf and my oatbart with Mary in my room. And then we just flooded again on my bed. And I treated and I was so happy. I was so thrilled that I could treat her as my chair, my bed, my cat, and my slave. Honestly, I even said I like you, Mary, as my chair, as my bed, as my cat, or as my slave. So I showed that I was above her. I think that's a great way to keep my esteem and my right as a great man in her head, in her feelings and thoughts. And and then we went to Hail Coffee, where you works, because they were doing grand opening. So the day. So it was the day when they did a grand opening, and we could get a coffee for $1. However, I learned their coffee was not good. Uh, when we went there at first time. So at the time, I mean at the second time, I didn't have any coffee. Instead of that, I asked her, Yu, to recommend something, and then she recommended having some specialty. So I had a rose tea, but it was not good. So but yeah, but it was good neither. So so probably it's their coffee and teas were are not my taste. Yeah. And after visiting the coffee shop, the cafe, we were supposed to go to Art Gallery of Ontario to admire some works by Picasso. But we couldn't do it because Yu took a huge amount of time to close her cafe. So we had to wait for her for a huge amount of time. Even besides, we were waiting for her in so cold weather, so cold condition. It was so cold and rainy. So that was like, cold as hell. And we were, irritated from such bad condition and her and what she took so long time to complete closing procedure. So I learned how to say what the hell in Italian from marry. So I was just screaming at her in Italian. Che schifo. For me, it was so funny and enjoyable to scream and to be mad at you in Italian with so aggressive hand movement. And she was so laughing at me, at my saying, at my movement. And then she tried to record my movement in her video. But she couldn't help laughing at my movement. Yeah, that was so funny moment. And then so we left her alone, and because she took a huge amount of time to complete her closing procedure. And then we headed to, a restaurant where Verona was. And at the restaurant, we had dinner. Specifically, I had cheeseburger with, Nog beer. And later, Yu came to the restaurant. So we had dinner each other and chatted a lot. So I couldn't go to Picasso exhibition, but it was good night. Okay, that's all.